Are you looking for the best Docsis 3.1 modems for gigabit internet in your budget? Well, in today's video we break down the top 5 best Docsis 3.1 modems for gigabit internet that are available on the market. If this video is helpful for you, please like, comment and press the subscribe and bell button. Okay, let's start the video. Starting at number 5, we have the Arris SURFboard SBG8300 Modem-Router Combo. The Arris SURFboard SBG8300 bears a lot of similarities to the Arris SB8200. The main difference is that this modem comes with a powerful wireless router built in, which can be helpful if you don't already have your own gigabit router to use. The downside of combo units is that they are harder to troubleshoot, but the upside is that they are easiest to install, which can be a game changer for the technologically challenged. The SBG8300 has 4 gigabit LAN ports, but because they aren't bonded, you will have to upgrade when ISPs offer plans that exceed gigabit speeds via bonded Ethernet. Thankfully, that is a while away from now, and the 1 gigabit per second max upstream is as good as it gets until then. The AC2350 router supports these speeds across a wide area of effect, but the whole unit only supports gigabit internet with select providers including Cox and Xfinity. If you have a different provider, check with them before buying this router. If you have gigabit service with voice, then skip this option entirely as it does not support telephone service. Moving on at number 4. We have the Netgear Nighthawk C7000-1AZNAS Modem-Router Combo. The Nighthawk C7000-1AZNAS is Netgear's first Docsis 3.1 compatible modem-router combo. While we typically recommend purchasing a separate modem and router for ease of troubleshooting, this combo unit is an easy option for those looking to fully upgrade their network to the latest standards. The Nighthawk C7000-1AZNAS is about comparable to Netgear's Nighthawk CM1000-1AZNAS router, so if you already have some beefy Netgear tri-band router, then the CM1000-1AZNAS is the better value purchase. To touch quickly on the router's specs, the C7000-1AZNAS has a dual-band AC 3200 router that delivers speed in excess of 1 gigabit per second on both a 2.4 GHz and a 5 GHz band. Its range is fairly solid and it has a mostly complete feature set. The only setting that was completely absent was a quality of service mode to prioritize certain traffic. And while both the modem and the router are powerful enough to handle the highest throughput available through cable internet, it's worth noting that the built-in router isn't quite as powerful as the modem. The modem can theoretically pass through a max upstream of about 6 gigabits per second on its own. The built-in router can only support 3.2 gigabits per second. But, again, most ISPs can only support 1 gigabit per second, so this is all only future-proofing. That said, I like future-proofing, which is why all of my home PCs have a Wi-Fi 6 wireless adapter in them now. At number 3, we have the Arris SURFboard SB8200. Arris networking gear like the Arris SB8200 comes recommended by pretty much every ISP out there, making them the default pick for most setups. With max download and upload speeds of 2 gigabits per second each, the SB8200 will be able to handle any top-tier internet plan for years to come. Combine this with a gigabit speed Wi-Fi 6 router and it will be years until the cable internet infrastructure will catch up to your performance. But is this level of future-proofing necessary? Probably not. The modem supports link aggregation, allowing you to connect both Ethernet ports to one source to achieve the aforementioned 2 gigabits per second transfer speeds. Unfortunately, and to no fault of this router, link aggregation is not currently supported by any of the ISPs it is compatible with. This can be easily enabled with a future firmware update, but until then, the device is only capable of 1 gigabit per second. Compatible ISPs include Xfinity, Cox, Spectrum, Charter, Time Warner, and Bright House. Setting up this modem is as easy as the next. As usual, the hardest part will be getting a hold of a representative to return your rented equipment. Setup is assisted by a simple LED display that provides indicators for power, receive, send, and internet. At number 2, we have the Motorola MB8600. Motorola may not be the first name that comes to mind when you think networking equipment, but their first entry into gigabit-compatible hardware competes closely with established players in this market. In fact, the Motorola MB8600 offers almost identical hardware specs to Arris's SB8200, which should come as no surprise considering Motorola is partially owned by the Arris Group. Still, this modem stands on its own, offering the highest potential download speed, assuming you are able to utilize its 4 Ethernet ports for link aggregation. If you use 4 Ethernet cables to connect this modem to a router, it can potentially handle downstream up to 3.8 gigabits per second. Unfortunately, it will be a while yet until any ISP adopts this new tech. Until then, it is future-proofing and you will only get 1 gigabit per second up and down. This is still enough to support the most demanding internet tasks. With a gigabit router in your network, the MB8600 delivers flawless video streaming, gaming, and web browsing over wireless. The only downside to this modem's port array is that they cannot be used to send gigabit signals to separate devices. They are only for link aggregation. And finally at number 1, we have the Netgear CM1000-1AZNAS. Its performance is capped at 1 gigabit per second and it cannot support multi-gig plans. The main difference between the CM1000-1AZNAS and the newer CM1000-100 is that the CM1000-1AZNAS only has 1 gigabit Ethernet port to send its signal to a router. In a rather extreme example of Netgear's aggressive product release cycle, the company has actually already released 2 standalone gigabit modems before the technology has even had a chance to hit the majority of American homes. The Netgear CM1000-1AZNAS was the company's first commercially available gigabit modem, and you may stand to save some money opting for this model instead of its nearly identical predecessor. These are only available in limited circumstances though, and for the most part, the average user won't need 2 link aggregated ports to enjoy lag-free 4K gaming and streaming. This difference aside, the Netgear CM1000-1AZNAS still has 32x8 channel bonding and is compatible with the same services as the newer model. It has 2OFDM technology, which is a useful data encoding method that reduces latency in Docsis 3.1 devices. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like the video. If the video is helpful for you, please like, comment and share to your friend. Then don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.